Connor Thorpe.
We probably just about deserved the goal.
Sheffield Wednesday.
What are you shaking your head at?
Because I should have been listening.
You know, it really made for an unbelievable atmosphere. Everything came together.
He's going to go for one. Bannon!
Wow, I can't believe it.
Outrageous!
It really was something special. That's what you get when you go to Sheffield.
Joseph Hadfield.
What is up with you two today? Three lads talking absolute half of the course on football for us.
Josh Chapman.
If I was a neutral fan, that would have been a brilliant game of football to watch.
Sheffield United.
I'm glad I didn't see the second because it was shocking, but I thought he did really well.
Here's Eliman Njai. On he goes.
Go on.
Njai! Good evening, welcome to Doncaster. They say a week is a long time in football. Well, given how long it's been since Maltby last played, it must feel like an absolute eternity. Tonight the Miners look to avenge their demons and the defeat of 12 months ago in this very competition, while paying a fond farewell to their manager of 5 years and showing their new chairman what they have in store as one era ends and another begins. Meanwhile, Emley were unbeaten in 15 and with games in hand look set for the Interstep playoffs. That was until a trip to Sandygate. Since then, 3 defeats in 3, including that loss at Hallam and a quite remarkable yet agonising semi-final defeat from the League Cup to Golcar United. How come? They ended up on the wrong side of a mammoth 25 penalty shootout. The hopes of a double gone then, but there's still one pace of silverware to settle, one they've not lifted for 25 years. It's the last game this season in the world's 5th oldest surviving cup competition. It's the Sheffield and Hallamshire FA Senior Cup final. It's Maltby Main versus Emley here on Football Forum Live. Kick-off just under 15 minutes away. Ben Collins will be our expert summariser here at the Eco Power Stadium. Joining me, Joseph Hadfield, for the commentary, and with the team news, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, thanks, Sanders. Pleasure to be joining you all. A great stadium, a great event for this Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior County Cup final. Running through the teams, as Ad said, for Maltby, they line up as follows. Number 1, Dylan Parkin. Number 2, Will Portman. Number 3, Aidan Salmons. Number 4, Luke Morris. Number 5, Cameron Hugh. Number 6, Alistair Haydock. Number 9, Sam Ackroyd. Number 10, Aaron Sennett-Nielsen. And number 11, Brandon Bagley. Number 15, Daniel White. And the captain for them, number 17, Elliot Simpson. On the bench is Jordan Longshire, Callum Walton, Aaron Statham, Neil Edge and Tom Staniland. For Emley, it's Declan Lampton in goal for them. Number 2, Steve Smith. Number 3, Ross Hardacre. Number 4, Alex Metcalf. Number 5, their captain, James Knowles. Number 6, Ricky Paler. Number 7, Joe Clegg. Number 8, Joe Kenny. Number 9, Lywar Gooden. Number 10, Paul Walker. And number 11, Donnae Lawrence. On the bench for them is Sam Pashley, Dave Shepherd, Sinead Cassius Galil, Callum Charlton and Edward Price. So maybe not 15 minutes, more like 15 seconds. And when Had has mentioned it, we are moments away from kick-off now. And well, both sets of supporters expecting a fair few hundred to make the trip from their respective parts of the country. Not as far for Maltby Main. And pretty much close to Huddersfield for Emley. We are a few seconds away, and it's going to be Emley to get us underway as well. So all set off and ready to go here in Doncaster, and 90 minutes, potentially 120 awaits for both these sides as we are underway now. And Emley have the ball at the back. And Maltby quite happy to let them have possession with Smith out at right back. He's progressing up the right hand touchline. First ball given away there by Emley, but they've won it back rather quickly up in the air for Maltby. And it's been headed into touch by a Maltby man, so it's going to be a throw-in on that far side for Emley. They're making the opening yards in this first half. And a fair bit of noise as well being made here in the Eco Power Stadium. So no ball boys here today as the Emley right back has to go and retrieve it. Looking to try and take it short in towards Kenny, but he gives it into Clegg. Back to the right back, challenged by Sennett-Nielsen. Throwing up towards the 8, Clegg. And Kenny has it again. Emley again just moving the ball nicely out on that far side. Picked up in the middle of the park by the Maltby skipper Simpson, and it's a long ball looking for Sennett Nielsen. Haydock as well, looking to try and win the battle with his former workshop teammate Nielsen, and he does as well. So this is first blood for Maltby in the Emley half. As Maltby throw it back, it's along with their defensive four. In towards Simpson again. Drop back off to the right centre half for Maltby, who looks to try and play the switch ball out onto that left hand side, and it gets there as well, but strong defensive work there by Smith of Emley, and he wins a free kick for his troubles as well. And it is, I believe, the Emley fans making all the noise. And why not? They've had a really strong season in the NCEL, finishing third, as I said, just outside that final playoff place, as it's out with Hardacre at left back for Emley. Inside towards Kenny, drops it off to Lawrence. And a dink ball over the top, this time looking for Gooden, who's in an offside position. So it's going to be a free kick for Maltby Main. We've had quite an interesting past couple of weeks. Change in chairman and a final game in the dugout for Andy Dawson after his managerial partner Lee Whitehead's departure last month. He's only had one season in charge of the Miners, but he thinks it's time up for him. Hopefully he'll want to go out on a win, as that free kick is taken by Parkin. It's been launched into the air by Simpson and claimed by Lampton for Emley, and he just bowls it out to Knowles. Looks to switch it out to this left-hand side for Walker. Drops it back to Hardacre. He looks to try and play it down the left-hand touchline, blocked after some good work off the ball by Sennett Nielsen. And as I mentioned, that new chairman, Kieran Gallagher, who was previously at Kiverton Miners Welfare Football Club, a couple of weeks ago. At a committee meeting, he was unanimously agreed to be the new chairman of Maltby Main, with Wilt Race stepping down and continuing as commercial manager for the football club. And it's worth an effort from there in the middle of the park. It's Simpson again for Maltby. Tried to lob the goalkeeper, and why not? Who knows how many times these players will either end up at a final or be playing on such a esteemed turf as the Eco Powers. It's a dink ball out over the back of that Maltby back line, and it's been chased and harassed down by Lawrence. Good work by Maltby. It's been picked up into the middle of the park. It's been looked to give it out to Sennett Nielsen. Hardacre wins it back, and it's Kenny who brings it down well in the centre circle, out onto the left hand side now for Walker. Brilliant ball down the line. He's looking for the seventh leg again. Wins a free kick.
Yeah, good play there from Emley. They started the game really well, and I think they needed that first bit of momentum, and they've got that now, and looking to go on the front foot with this free kick.
Certainly so. It's Hardacre to take. So around 40 yards out on this left-hand side. Going to be an outswinger from the goal. And there's 6 in yellow to aim for. One arm in the air, puts the outswinger in. Decent looking ball as well. It's Lawrence underneath it. Parkin as well. Oh, he lets it go through his arms. Lights and flags. And the referee blows as well. Going to be a free kick for Maltby.
Yeah, it was not a bad bit of play from Emley there. They really could have done with getting a few more men in the box. Good header, but the keeper was equal to it, and obviously the keeper's always going to come out on top in those situations.
Certainly so. Parkin, formerly of Chesterfield and Sheffield United. And up in the air goes Bagley. bit of tennis in the middle of the park, so it's been brought down there again by Bagley, but it's fallen kindly for the Emley man out onto his left hand side, looking for Walker. It's been pinched back by Portman, and Sennett Nielsen can't take it on the half turn. Turns on the outside, then inside of his man, drops it off to Simpson, and it's Morris now looking to make headway down the right hand side. Haydock, really good attacking midfielder is Alistair Haydock. Always likes to take the ball on the half turn, and it's a switch ball there attempted by Simpson, looking for Sennett Nielsen, who left Worksop Town last season to join Maltby. Again, one of the better wingers at this level, and if he's on it, Maltby certainly have got a good chance in this one, but for now it's Cameron Hugh looking to keep possession for the side who have not had the strongest of seasons. Finished 13th in the league, but it's a decent looking ball out towards number 9 Sam Ackroyd, but he'd have to be even quicker runner to get on the end of that, Adders.
Yeah, he needs to be done a few 100-metre practices, methinks, in time for the Olympics. Not quite in terms of getting on that ball, but good bit of build-up play from Maltby after that early passage of play for Emley earlier.
Yeah, looking to impose themselves a little more on this one. Maltby, both these sides in both these games between the two ended all square in the league season. 1-1 at Muglet Lane and 2-2 at the Welfare Ground. The home sides on both occasions having to come back to level against the away sides as well, as Emley looking to try and dink it for Lawrence, and who's going to get there? It's White at the back, so it's going to be a throw-in the attacking third for Emley. Another opportunity for them to try and get bodies forward. And once again the noise in here picking up as usual.
It's not bad to say they've only got one stand open. Indeed, it's an incredible atmosphere here at Doncaster Rovers.
So throw-in taken up towards Walker, drops it back to Hardacre, and his ball is a poor one. It's being cut out by White. Won well in the air there though by Emley, and a strong challenge in the air. He's been waved play on by the referee. Inside off the right hand side is Bagley, looking to switch it out to his opposite number of Sennett Nielsen.
Yeah, good bit of play there from Maltby, keeping going.
And it's back with White once again. Maltby looking to build out to their back four, and a key man of that is Simpson, but that's a poor ball by him, being cut out there well by Kenny. And strong work in the end by Clegg to try and keep possession for Emley. But it's back with a feat of Parkin. And it's with White out to the left hand side. Now for Maltby. That's a good bit of play there by Bagley, and Maltby come down the left hand side as Salmons goes down.
Great tackle.
After some good work there by the Emley skipper, James Knowles, who's 40 tomorrow. I'm sure he'll want to have a decent gift for his big 4-0 tomorrow. It's White again looking over the top. Ackroyd left offside from the initial view, but it's gone out for a throw on this near side. Still in that Emley defensive third, so Hardacre's going to be the one to take it. So Hardacre does finally get the ball. Could have invested in some ball boys for a couple of quid, but who knows how well. So Hardacre, that's a big long throw, and it's been won initially there by the 7 Clegg, and unfortunately put out of play by Portman. So it's going to be another Emley throw, and again it's Clegg who wins the flick. But again it ends up with Maltby having possession of the ball, and it goes nearly all the way out for a goal kick, but the keeper Lampton decides to take it back into his own 18-yard box and have the ball in his hands. It's a long kick forward. He's looking for the likes of Gooden, Walker and Lawrence. It's been flicked around the corner there by Kenny and put out by Simpson as Ackroyd holds off the pressure of the Emley defence. Good work to find the four there, Morris, and Ackroyd's strong in the challenge to try and win the ball back for Maltby as well. Sennett Nielsen, he tries to flick it back infield towards Morris, but he's lost possession there, and a strong and late challenge by Morris goes away of Emley. So a switch out onto that far side. He's looking for Gooden, and he did rise well, but couldn't keep possession. It's a loose ball as well as
that's a foul.
Yeah, it's a late one there by Daniel White, and he's chopped down Danae Lawrence, and he's going to get a speaking to from the referee for his troubles as well.
I have to say, that's not what Maltby really want to be doing. We know Emley are good from this free kick position. They've shown it earlier on in the first half. The question is, can they make the most of it?
We'll find out in a moment. It's again on this left-hand side, so it's going to be Hardacre to take. 1 minute in the wall, and that's Sennett Nielsen. Over the head of him, it's another fantastic delivery. It's over the head is Lawrence who wins it first, and cleared up the pitch there by Simpson, the Maltby skipper. Out onto the right-hand side now for Smith. He's one-on-one up against Haydock, looking to try and go on the outside of the midfielder, and does well to skip away there from Aidan Salmons. It goes out just so for Maltby throw in a decent looking area as well. So around 13 minutes into this one, still all square. And the ball's back in play now with Smith. Drops it off to Kenny. Now with Walker looking to try and feed through Gooden, but it's been cut out well there, Portman. And that's great running as well there by the Maltby right back. Skips away from his man, driving down the right hand side. Drops it off to Sennett Nielsen. He's barged into his man as Portman on the way, but Sennett Nielsen looks to barge out to the right hand side. Dinks the ball in. There's Ackroyd at the back post. It falls kindly for Sennett Nielsen again, looking to try and twist and turn, looking to create an angle. It's with Portman now in this right half space. Look to dink it in towards the back post for Bagley. It's been headed away, and for now Maltby just looking to try and maintain the attack, but Emley do well, and that's late again by Portman, and he will get a foul against him now. But that's exactly what Maltby will be looking to make the most of, those decent counter-attacking opportunities, and getting the likes of Sennett Nielsen and Bagley involved.
Must say I've been impressed with Maltby down this right hand side. Most of the sort of first half play has been on this near side of the pitch, but whoever gets this first goal is going to be very very crucial.
Yeah, certainly so. And as I mentioned, both games between these two sides ended in draws during the league season, so certainly not much between these two, as the ball's looking long towards Lawrence, but it's been collected well there by Dylan Parkin. The man that Maltby are missing today is Cameron Hawkes. He's cup-tied, unfortunately for him, as he had professional footballing experience, but they're having to make do without him this afternoon, as it's out on that far side, midway inside the Maltby half. It's going to be a Emley throw, taken short to Kenny, back with Smith, comes inside onto his left, drops back off now with Clegg, and once again it's Maltby happy to let Emley keep possession along their back line. And And Bagley did try and win the ball a bit higher, but he got turned, and now it's out on that right hand side with Lawrence. Does well to hold off his man. Switch out to this left hand side for Gooden, but it's a poor ball in the end, and it's out for a Maltby throw. So didn't get a card for his last challenge there, did Will Portman. So it's his throw in towards Sennett Nielsen. It's been won in the middle of the park there by Simpson. Out onto that left hand side, looking for Brandon Bagley, but it's gone all the way out for a goal kick. Bagley scored the Miners' goal of the season for his stride back in March. Good goal as well, and do also have to have a notable mention for him as for the 13 yellow cards he's picked up during this campaign as
13?
well. 13. So certainly likes to get involved. I'm sure he will today, as it's up towards Lawrence and he wins the ball in the air up against Hugh, but it's been picked up by Emley. Back out with the left back Hardacre, looks really composed in possession. There's Hardacre, I must admit. And that long ball again, it's now up with Gooden. He's up against Portman, he's forced back to Hardacre down the left hand side for Lawrence. It's a poor touch which ends up being quite beneficial for Emley, as it took Daniel White by surprise, and it's going to be a Emley throw.
Yeah, I do have to say Emley's been putting on top of Maltby for the first 15 minutes of the game so far, so maybe we might have a goal soon.
We'll wait and see, but it's throwing pretty much level with the Maltby 18-yard box. It's Walker who goes short, plays it infield, looking for Clegg. Poor touch by him though, and it's escaped the feet of Emley until it ends up with a left back Hardacre. Now Walker into the 18-yard box, looks to twist and turn onto his right foot, drops it off. There's Gooden, it's a strike, but it certainly wasn't a Gooden, wide and out for a goal kick.
That's a terrible pun. That is an absolutely awful pun, and I hope that's the only time we hear it this evening.
I doubt it. And once again, it's the few seconds wait for the respective players to go and get the ball. And it finally is the corner of the rectangle for Parkin to take. Parkin in his almost a lion stripe keeper kit, orange and black with black shorts and black socks. Is Gooden looks to try and flick it over the top. It's a decent looking ball out towards Sennett Nielsen by Simpson, but it's been cut out by Hardacre as Lawrence goes down. Simpson loses out against Clegg. Now Kenny out onto his left hand side. Here's Gooden, who's just had that shot before. Now motoring down the left hand side, looking to get past Portman. Strong defended by Portman. And that's a soft one in my opinion.
I think that goes down as Seaman given.
Yeah. As Portman got across Gooden, he also managed to bring down the Maltby man, according to the referee. And so quick note on those. There will be in a moment as Ackroyd wins a flick, looking to try and direct it onto Sennett Nielsen. It's been cleared away there by Knowles for Emley. It's been pinched back by Gooden now. He's motoring down the centre of the park, drifts it off to the left hand side. Here's Lawrence in the 18-yard box, cuts onto his right foot, looks to set it there, and it's shot, saved by Parkin, and it's in, but it's offside. And Gooden was there to tap home. Parkin couldn't keep the ball into his grasp. But fortunately enough for Maltby, Gooden, who tapped home, couldn't keep his line.
Yeah, lovely bit of football there from Emley. Almost got the seconds off the keeper throwing it away, but yeah, I think really the keeper in that situation should be really trying to scoop the ball up, but game carries on.
Yeah, it was a poor there by Parkin. Arguably could have seen it late, but well, all's well that ends well for the Miners. Handball claims to Sennett Nilsson onside. He might be, but he just couldn't get there ahead of the Emley keeper Declan Lampton after again a decent looking ball by the Maltby skipper Simpson.
Needs a few more of those sprinting trials.
As the keeper's ball out into that right hand side looking for Walker is brought down well by the experienced Emley man. It's out for a throw on that far side now though, with therefore Alex Metcalf. Paler back to Metcalf again. He's looking for movement up ahead of him. He's making his way from right to left, and he does find a ball as well. Good challenge there though by Morris, and it's up towards Ackroyd again as he manages to put Ricky Paler under pressure, and it's Alistair Haydock with his throw on halfway infield looking for Bagley. It's a poor touch by him, and he loses possession. It's a strong challenge there by Brandon Bagley. I told you he likes to get involved, that is.
He does indeed, but that looks a little bit serious.
Yeah, so I think Bagley might have got a piece of that as well, as his challenge on Clegg was a bit late and a bit high and a bit naughty. It's just getting a speaking to now from the referee Gareth Thomas. His assistants as well, just a quick mention for them is Adam Burgess and Chris Rose, and the fourth official is Luke Watson. So it is going to be a free kick for Emley. Thomas keeping the cards in his pocket for now. So free kick taken, and it's once again at the feet of Hardacre. There's two plays up for Maltby looking for the counter, but there's dribs and drabs of Emley players going forward. It's first contact won by Emley and goes down in the area. There's Lawrence, and he's managed to pinch his way through. There's Walker at the byline, turns infield. Walker looking to try and get the shot away and does. He's in, and Paul Walker scores. The experienced man gives Emley the lead. He twisted and turned inside the 18-yard box, got his shot away. Wasn't the cleanest of strikes, but Emley won't care. They lead this Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior County Cup final by 1-0.
All you need in those situations is a simple pass into the goal just to get it in. Poor defending from Maltby there. Could have done a bit better in the scramble, but yeah, that's all it needs. Just a simple pass in to score in those situations, especially when you're just in 6-yard box. Keeper has absolutely no chance in those situations.
So 1-0 then here on Football Forum Live. Thank you very much indeed for your company, and thank you very much as well to Callum Cheswick. We'll hear more from him throughout the rest of this first half. Joseph Hadfield here to take you up to half time. So 1-0 to Emley then here in this cup final. 24 on the watch, and it looks like it's a foul kick-off, I believe. I could be wrong in saying, but that looks to me like a... Yep, it is indeed. They're going to restart it. Right, the game is back underway. Ball's played down here, and that will be a throw-in. So good opening to the game so far. We've had numerous chances for both sides, but it's been Emley that have made the most of them. Looking like a 4-3-3 that Maltby seem to be playing this evening. This is Portman. Came off the bench in Maltby's last game, which was all the way back at the start of April, over on this far hand side now. Haydock looking to get into some space for Maltby. It's back as far as Ho. Daniel White, he's given it away. This is a chance for Gooden! And a second in as many minutes for Emley in this cup final. And what on earth was Daniel White, the Maltby defender, thinking there? He wins those individual battles, but he's made a mess of that one. And Gooden, well, it was a Gooden indeed, pun intended. 23 for the season now for Gooden. 22, I do apologise. 26 on the watch here at the Eco Power Stadium. Maltby 0, Emley 2.
Yeah, that's his sixth of this competition as well, and well, he scored 4 in the semi-final against Nostell Miners Welfare, but all those 4 certainly don't beat that one for importance, and just doubles the lead for Emley at such a crucial time as well, and Maltby have it all to do again.
Yeah, they got a lot to get back now on back foot. Yeah, put a bit of defense play there at back. I mean,
good effort though from this is Daniel White. He's just put the ball further down the field of play, but Emley win it straight back, and Dan White does nothing more than head it out of play. The voices there of Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins, our commentary team, alongside me, Joseph Hadfield, here on Football Forum Live this evening from the Eco Power Stadium. Thank you very much indeed for your company. We're live here on Twitter. You can join the conversation. Use the hashtag Football Forum. As the view is slightly obscured here, but we're doing our best. Hardacre looking to get forward, and I'm going to be honest with you, Ches. I couldn't tell you a thing of what happened there. Can you provide any insight on that matter?
No, my view was slightly askew as well.
Let's see if Ben Collins, who sat just behind us, can provide any insight.
Yeah, I just managed to sneak the view. It was just called by offside. Don't know how much by, because we're pretty much sat on the halfway line, but the official on the right-hand side called it for offside.
So Maltby with this throw then down, and Emley just winning the ball back yet again. It seems Maltby their aim is to pass it forward now. Maltby, they've been in this position before, one-on-one, but it looks like this time that they are going, oh, maybe not, no.
Oh, free kick.
It is a free kick taken quickly by Maltby on this far-hand side. Simpson, he goes back to the goalkeeper Parkin, Dylan Parkin. 44 starts this season for Dylan Parkin in the Maltby net. He's in the Illuminous orange, and rather fetching, I must say, Ches.
It certainly is, and well, he had a big part in getting to this final as well, as he scored the decisive penalty in the semi-final against Sheffield FC. Sheffield
FC not too shabby, shall we say. Ball's played down here for Maltby. This is a chance, this is a good effort, but Maltby once again winning the ball back.
Counter-attack on going now.
And Emley look to build once again.
Oh, keeper's coming out.
The keeper just gets it in time, but Emley win balls once again.
Sweep the keeper, Parkin.
A comparison to Manuel Neuer, maybe?
Yes.
Ricky Paler with that long effort upfield goes back to Parkin, and Parkin will send it from whence it came. Maltby here with Will Portman. Sheffield born, represented Sheffield United at both under 18 and under 23 level. League champions, Ches.
Yes, certainly so. And again, to be playing at those levels, got to be a good player.
Here is Portman. This is a chance.
Oh! Just sneak wide.
Sam Ackroyd with the chance there. Wasn't offside. The referee did not flag, but he grazes his effort wide, Ches.
Yeah, and the Emley players are furiously reliant on this near side, but he pointed out to the far side, so I'm guessing it was the Emley right back who played Sam Ackroyd on, but well, he's Maltby's key man in terms of scoring goals, and he really should have been putting that one away, especially at this stage in the game, at this scoreline. a goal to bring yourself back into it 5 minutes after going 2-0 down would have been a big one.
Absolutely. 9 goals for Sam Aykroyd so far this season for Maltby Main. Goal kick then to Emley. Declan Lampton sends this one over halfway. It's a good long kick, and Emley look to build once more. But Maltby win possession back. Good tackle there from Emley, but Maltby still have this down this far hand side. That is the number 6 for Maltby. That is Alistair Haydock. Good challenge.
Good. Very crucial tackle there.
And it goes behind for a goal, corner kick, I do believe. No, a throw-in, as I'm corrected there by Ches. It's weird to say. Referee course next week, and I'm getting the corners and the throw-ins mixed up. That's not very good, is it? Will Portman then for this throw-in. Apparently defends like his life depends on it. Well, he's been rather attacking so far, and very good. Straight into the keeper's hands.
Oh, we've got a player down in
there is a Maltby player down inside the 6-yard box, but the referee has not seen it, and play continues. The number 7 for Emley, that is Joe Clegg.
Yeah, it was Sam Aykroyd. He's just gone down after going in for the challenge against the Emley centre-half, Knowles. I think he just got a little late touch as Knowles was just standing his ground, which he's more than entitled to, and he's ended up worse off.
So Football Forum Live here at the Eco Power Stadium. Joseph Hadfield, Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins with you on this Saturday evening. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Hope we find you well. If you're listening to us live on Twitter, of course, this is available on Spotify and your preferred podcast provider. If you're listening back to us from early Sunday morning, the players have a bit of a drinks break while Sam Aykroyd is seen to. So we are 32, 33, just over half hour gone here at the Eco Power Stadium, and a bit of breaking news to bring you. Manchester City are Premier League champions. It seems that Nottingham Forest have beaten Arsenal. We'll be getting more information on that at half time. But Ches, half an hour in as the players take a drinks break, what have you made of the game so far?
I think Emley started strong's first 5-10 minutes or so. They were certainly the side who were looking to dominate the ball, and then I think from the 10th minute up until the 24th, where Emley went in front, I thought Maltby were the better side. I thought they moved the ball really well, trying to play through the thirds, especially through their captain Elliot Simpson, and as you mentioned a little bit ago, their moves mainly coming down this right hand side through Lampton and Sennett Nielsen, and that's just not been there this past 10 minutes, and that's why Maltby haven't looked as much of a threat as Aykroyd's up now. He looks in a bit of discomfort, so we'll have to see if he comes on or comes off.
Well, it looks like the Maltby main manager, Andy Dawson, he looks to be making the substitution sign towards some of his substitutes that are warming up. Looks like Aykroyd will be coming off. Yeah, Aykroyd making the signal. Looks like he cannot be able to continue as the play resumes. Ben Collins.
Yeah, I mean, Emley's been pretty much on top of Maltby for this first half-hour game. I mean, they've had more possession than Maltby, but it's been a bit 50-50 at the moment, because Maltby has had a lot of good counter-attacking opportunities, especially in the last 5-10 minutes of the game, but Emley just managing to sneak 2 in, one from a nice bit of movement in the box and the other one from a defensive mishap.
So Parkin with this ball downfield. Good effort on the headers. The first substitution comes for Maltby Main this evening. Sam Aykroyd unable to continue. He will be replaced by number 7, Jordan Lonchar. 2 goals for him so far this season. An early fans' favourite, and only his second appearance for the club. He got man of the match, so looks like he's got a bright future ahead of him as play resumes here. And it looks like, Ches, it's a bit of a like-for-like substitution, striker, and that must be a bit annoying when you've got a 9-goal striker that's having to come off after just over half an hour.
Yeah, and obviously he'll be really disappointed as well after that big chance that he missed just a few minutes ago, and that's going to be his lasting memory of this day, unless Maltby can somehow turn this around in the remaining hour or so we've got left in this one. It's a big opportunity for Longchar to come and make an impact.
We shall see. Emley with the ball on the far side of the field. Long ball over the top. That seems to have worked tonight for Emley. Gooden with the ball here. Already one goal to his name. Ball's played in, and Parkin can claim that very easily. Sends it downfield. On this far side, the Maltby number 10 looking to do a bit of an exchange with the number 7 that's just come on. That is Jordan Longchar. He's in the box. Longchar is in that box looking for the ball to be played in, as the ball is played in, and that goes straight to an Emley player. Number 7, that is Joe Clegg, and Emley can clear the ball away over this near hand side, and Gooden once more on halfway. And the ball's played long once more. This is up to number 11. That is Donny Lawrence, and Lawrence still goes. Going Lawrence! No penalty. Referee with clear, decisive moves there. And Maltby continue. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Ben Collins, that didn't really look like a penalty for me.
No, it did. Look, it went down too softly. I mean, there was probably just the slightest of touch from, can't remember who, but simply went down too softly, from my opinion.
Bagley gives it away once more. The number 10, that is Paul Walker. He's got one to his name so far this evening. You heard that called rather delightfully by Callum Cheswick, it must be said, earlier on in this half. Emley on halfway then. Over to Gooden. Gooden has been absolutely vital for the Emley play so far this evening. Gooden still going, has a shot! Fairly wide. The keeper made no attempt to dive for it. Can't blame him, in fairness. But one of the ball boys on that far side near the tunnel, one of
the only two people in that stand nearly got hit by the ball there. But just to bring it back a moment ago there, where Bagley tried to switch the ball out onto that left hand side for Sennett Nielsen, the touchline staff from Maltby were fuming when he gave the ball away there, and I think that's just been a running theme tonight for Maltby, just giving the ball away or not making the right decision or having poor execution when it's in a decisive moment.
So back to the goalkeeper then for Emley. Wonder how many non-league teams pass it out from the back. We see it work for Manchester City, for a lot of EFL clubs, and Sheffield United indeed, as we've seen many a time in Callum Cheswick. It can all come undone ever so quickly.
Yeah, in all fairness, that wasn't even really, in terms of build-up, a big one from the back. That was just, comes from the throw-in, it was played into midfield, and it was just set back to the centre half, and it was just a poor decision again, poor execution. Gooden
with the chance, and yet again straight to Parkin. Very, very acute angle, so can't blame him for having to go with that offside. You don't see many of those, Ben Collins. Offside, straddling the centre circle.
No, definitely not. I think mainly Aaron was just cut off slightly by how quickly and swiftly Parkin delivered the ball to him. So, probably a good 5 yards offside there, but the ball is carried on with Maltby.
So Maltby with the ball here, then on halfway. You're listening to Football Forum Live from the Eco Power Stadium. Bit of rough and tumble between two players, one from each side over on that far side, and Emley who win the ball back here. Lawrence trying to win it, but Maltby gain possession once more. This has been a fantastic cup tie so far, and we are, 35 minutes in. Here is Gooden, once again. And Gooden trying to get through two players. Now that was never going to work, but here is a chance for the number 7. That is Joe Clegg. I do apologise, wrong side. That is Jordan Longchar, he's just come on this field. Always helps to have your notes on the wrong hand side from when the teams are playing. Never mind. Looking for Aaron Sennett Nielsen, that didn't come off, and Maltby go back now to Cameron Ho. or Hoff. I do apologise to any players who may listen back and we butcher the name pronunciations. We do apologise. Only our second ever our second ever commentary. Our first live, in fact.
And my first commentary, full stop.
There we go. And about Ches's 4 million.
Yeah, there's no excuses for me.
No, there isn't. Here's Lonchar. That's a good bit of play on this far side.
Oh, straight into the keeper's hands.
Sennett Nielsen, he was looking for it, didn't pull it off. Or was that indeed Brandon Bagley? I do apologise.
No, you're right, that was Sennett Nielsen.
Sennett Nielsen.
I do have to say, the last 5-10 minutes, Maltby have come alive. Been playing brilliant balls, especially on that far side from us. Lockhart getting straight into the game, only coming on for last 7 minutes ago.
Emley playing with a quite high line, and Donné Lawrence has got a chance here in the box. It's not cleared, and Paul Walker couldn't make amends of that. Emley winning the ball back yet again. They have such a high line, but it's proving pivotal for them.
Definitely.
They can easily get play forward. Lambton sends this ball, and that, well, I think that one's off for a half-time pie. Straight down the tunnel on the far side.
Off for a Bovril.
Off for a Bovril. I think after McFlurry gate, Ben Collins, we best avoid Bovril.
Yes, definitely. Especially no paper straws involved.
No, indeed. More musings from Ben Collins and Callum Cheswick to come at half-time. Maltby looking down this left-hand side. That is Daniel White now. As the ball comes into our stand just below us, several rows below us. And the attendance is absolutely magnificent, to say there's only one stand open, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, and obviously to say Emley have had a decent trip to have made from West Yorkshire. But, those who have made the trip, I'm sure, they're quite glad that they did. They've been rewarded for their side's work so far this evening.
Well, you would have thought so. That's it's an amazing return for football. Half an hour played, or just over, and 2 goals in a cup final. Bit of afters there between the Emley Maltby number 6. That's Haydock and Lowell Gooden. He's been absolutely phenomenal so far, Gooden, in this first half. So it will be number 17 for Maltby. That's Elliot Simpson. Compared to Yorgi Kincladze. Well, sadly, we've not seen too much of Yorgi Kincladze from Elliot Simpson so far, but still plenty of the game to go. Free kick then from Maltby, 35 yards out. Emley clear the ball away once again, but it's only as far as the number 10 for Maltby. That is Sennett Nielsen. He goes all the way back to the goalkeeper, Dylan Parkin.
Yeah, and it's just a bit of an interesting one, really, Ad, is that how long these two sides have had since their previous games in the league, albeit it's not as much for Emley. They last played towards the end of April, but it was the 6th of April last for Maltby, over a month, well, effectively a month and a half ago, and just wonder whether that's had any prevalence on tonight's display.
And here is Lawrence. Some great play there, and Lawrence is still going for this. It's back to White, and Parkin clears, but Gooden and Lawrence have looked absolutely stunning in terms of their build-up play and their attacking threat, and Lawrence is really rather on the tall side as well. 3 added minutes. We're into added time at the end of this first half here at the Eco Power Stadium. 2-0 to Emley as Maltby look to come back. Lonchar.
Okay.
That was not enough R1 there on the circle. Bit more finesse needed as we go into added time. We'll get the thoughts of Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins at half time here. And we'll delve into Chesterfield reaction, as Chesterfield have sadly remaining in the National League for a 6th season. We'll get the thoughts of Ben Collins.
I'm actually more optimistic than it might seem. But more at half time.
Do stay with us here on Football Forum Live.
I would have expected a bit more added time, especially with how many times the goalkeepers have had to run and collect the ball.
Well, we've got no VAR this evening, as you would expect, so I don't think they were being as strictly accurate with half-time as you might imagine. Maltby on this near side. And here is Huff. Long looking for Haydock. It'll come to Sennett Nielsen. And Simpson. And Simpson giving the way possession once again. Now Emley on halfway. Can they go long or maybe get a third and really seal this game off after just one half?
Yeah, third would definitely be the killer blow for the away side. At worst, Maltby want to be getting in 2-0 down and go all guns blazing for the second half, but still a couple of minutes until that comes.
Emley with this free kick then on halfway. It will be the number 5, James Knowles. One day off, 40 years old, if I can remember correctly, from what Ches was mentioning earlier on in the half. But it leads to nothing, and Parkin can send it downfield for Maltby. But Emley winning possession again, and Lawrence nearly getting in once more, but Emley still retain ball possession. It's the number 4, that's Metcalf. Lays it off on this far side. And the number 10, that is Paul Walker. And back to Metcalf. And Knowles. Knowles sending it long. Looking for Lawrence. Maltby retain possession through Simpson. And it's a bit of head tennis. And it will be another Emley throw. And you have to wonder what Andy Dawson will be saying to his team at half-time in his final game for as manager of the club. And speaking of which, there is the half-time whistle. Maltby with some good early chances, but it was all Emley in that first half, really. 2 clinical goals. They've had the ball in the net 3 times, but only twice on the score sheets. First goal coming from courtesy of Paul Walker with some fantastic play, and then Leroy Gooden, he's been a threat all of the first half. It was a Gooden, he got on the end of it, he got the chance. 22 for the season now for him, and at half-time here it is Maltby Main 0, Emley 2. Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before, obviously Emley started strong, and in that middle period of the game I thought Maltby really picked up and went behind after a sloppy goal. Not really sure how you can describe it. It was just it was almost like a pass into the back of the net, which took about 4 different balls, and somehow ended up past Dylan Parkin, and then the second for the Pewits. Gooden, he was switched on. He latched on to a loose pass by White, and he finished well. You can't take the finish away from him, but that's going to be a really poor one, I think, and that's one that's going to be spoke about at half-time, you'd imagine, and I think that one's going to be the real sickener for me. I think for the first one, it looked like it took a couple of deflections. You can't really help that, but for the second one, it's such an avoidable goal.
Well, let's get the thoughts of Ben Collins after the first half, if we can hear him over the public address system, and then we'll go to half-time. Ben Collins.
Yeah, I definitely think compared to Emley's defensive, Maltby's been pretty unorganised, especially when the ball has been kicked up into the Emley half. Maltby have seemed to be very slow on pushing the defence up, which has led them to have many different problems defensively. Like Hadda said earlier, Emley playing the high line, which has been working brilliantly because they've caught Maltby a couple of times offside during this first 45 minutes of play. However, Maltby have been looking dangerous on the counter-attack. A few occasions where a good chance for Maltby could have brought one back before half-time, but yeah.
Alas, it is not to be, an Emley lead here by 2-0. Plenty more to come here on Football Forum Live. Chappers has got the local roundup now.
Have I got my bed?
Yeah, you have.
Nobody knows what a bed is. Nobody knows what a bed
Apart
is.
from the ones that you sleep on.
I'm taking, yeah.
There you go.
You're home for United on Wednesday.
The game that we've created the least in is the game that we scored 3 in.
I don't know how we didn't go in more than 1-0 down.
With the biggest guest.
Oh, morning, mate. You're right.
Hello there.
Good morning.
Great to have you with us.
Thank you for coming in, Rob.
Cheers, guys.
Joseph Hadfield.
You know why I didn't bring my jelly babies after last time.
Josh Chapman.
We had no right to be anywhere near those playoffs.
Connor Thorpe.
Still trying to come to terms with what I witnessed.
I don't believe it.
No.
Got it. Oh,
Is it?
spot on. It is.
Get
Huddersfield
Before
Town.
I even had a chance.
Even Sheffield Wednesday have scored
There was
penalties.
a point where we were only scoring.
This is Football Forum.
Thursdays from 7 o'clock. Yes, Football Forum back next week, hopefully at some point. But don't forget, there is still that playoff semi-final to come here on Football Forum. It's not going to be live, of course, because I don't think we'd be able to get any live coverage from Wembley for Sheffield Wednesday against Barnsley. We'll definitely bring you reaction podcasts after the game, and we'll review those semi-finals as well, hopefully in the not too distant future. So it is Football Forum Live here from the Eco Power Stadium. Joseph Hadfield, Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins with you. Half-time here. It is Maltby Main 0, Emley 2, as Maltby, it looks like there's going to be on for 2 consecutive Senior Cup final defeats in 2 years. An absolute heartbreaker for Maltby, but they've just not started the first half as well as we know they can. Before we do get into some more conversation, let's bring you up to date with the results from today across the footballing pyramid. And in the Premier League, the early kick-off, Spurs 1, Brentford 3. Then Bournemouth 0, Manchester United 1, Fulham 2, Crystal Palace 2, Liverpool 1, Aston Villa 1, Wolves 1, Everton 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 0, which means Manchester City are Premier League champions once again without even having to have played this weekend. That goal from Awoniyi on the 90th minute proving the only goal of the game. Everton with the equaliser against Wolves in the 99th minute. In the League 2 playoffs, Stockport County winning 3-1 on penalties, 2-1 in the second leg, 2-2 on aggregate, went to penalties, Stockport winning 3-1 on penalty. And they will play Carlisle United at Wembley, 3-1 on the day, 3-2 on aggregate. Right, full second half commentary of Maltby 0, Emley 2 to come. But before we do come to that, let's have a quick chat about last weekend's action. Ben Collins, you were there at... well, you weren't there. You wish you'd have been.
Unfortunately not. I couldn't get it off work, so I had to have the highlights being played to me via Twitter on the day.
And unfortunately, it wasn't to be, losing on penalties.
Unfortunately so.
What did you make of the game?
To be honest, watching the highlights back, Chesterfield seemed to be a good, the better side. I mean, Notts County had majority of the possession throughout the day, but Chesterfield, chance after chance, they could have gone another goal up or whatnot. But yeah, I just found it very disheartening having Bostock's scoring the 87th minute. So meaning we had to go to extra time, and then Drogba with the unbelievably great finish just at edge 18-yard box, and then for County just to score a couple minutes later. But to be honest, from my point of view, Chesterfield has totally outperformed this season, in my opinion. I didn't expect them to be in the playoff final, if I was being honest, at the start of the season, but to see them going ahead twice against a team like Notts County, especially with them having an amazing season, is a promising thought for Aspirites.
Well, Chesterfield will be spending another season in the National League. 2-2 it finished after extra time. Notts County winning 4-3 on penalties. Plenty of Premier League football to come tomorrow. West Ham United against Leeds, Brighton against Southampton, Manchester City against Chelsea, newly crowned Manchester City, FC Halifax Town against Gateshead in the FA Trophy final. And we've got 3 playoff finals to come, Callum, towards the end of the month. Luton against Coventry in the Championship, Stockport against Carlisle in League 2, as I just told you, and Sheffield Wednesday with arguably the comeback of all time to beat Peterborough 5-1 on the night and then winning 5-3 on penalties. Barnsley, a more simple route with a 1-0 victory. As a Sheffield United supporter yourself, it's what was going through your head on Thursday night?
I don't want to talk about it, Addis. Obviously, in terms of if we take away the sides involved and just look at the football, it's a fantastic achievement to come from 4 goals down in the first leg, and obviously no sides come back from a 2-goal deficit, never mind a 4. And I must admit, throughout the week, waiting for the game, I've seen a lot of people say they just had a feeling that Wednesday would do it, and I think I had a sneaky one as well, but the fact that it come in the 98th minute was a bit of a sickener, and obviously for Peterborough to go back in front, that could easily kill the morale, kill the energy of all the hard work that had been done in normal time, but in all fairness, credit to Wednesday for again coming back in extra time when they easily could have crumbled after they conceded to make it 4-1. But if it was anyone else other than them, I'd say well done. But
you can't bring yourself to do so.
No.
Before we get to second half commentary, let us talk about Maltby Main, because as we mentioned throughout the first half, it is the last game in charge for Maltby Main co-manager Andy Dawson. He's going to leave the club at the end of this season. It follows the resignation of assistant co-manager Lee Whitehead back in April. That's after 5 years at the club, and that of the club's chairman Wilf Race earlier on in the season. They've lost their chairman, but he's not leaving the club altogether, Wilf Race. He is going to remain at the club. He's become the club's commercial manager. I do apologise if you're unable to hear me over a bit of Kasabian. We do apologise for this. So this might get ripped off for Spotify, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do about that. We do apologise. It's a job that Wilf Race took on. He took on the commercial manager role whilst as chairman last season. The new chairman at Maltby Main, that is Kieran Gallagher, and that's after a unanimous vote that took place last week. Kieran Gallagher, Ches. Now, he's someone you know quite well.
Yeah, I know Kieran rather well. Known him for probably past year and a half, I'd say. He was formerly chairman of Kiverton Mine as well. He's a great bloke, to be fair, Kieran, and always has time for anyone, and will back here as I took over Kiverton at the start of the season after a poor start. That decided to pretty much part company, and that's that. In all fairness, it's worked out rather well, because the side that I left Kiverton, they got took over by someone who I thought was inept for it. I won't go into too much detail, but they picked up a few results here and there after another change in management. Lee Thompson, who I think if you probably keep an eye out over Maltby's socials, obviously we've no idea who is going to replace Andy Dawson, but with Kiverton folding, it wouldn't shock me to see that management group potentially come from Kiverton to take over at Maltby. But like I say, it's worked out well. I got the chop effectively, but ended up being able to commentate on a promotion season for Sheffield United, which I probably wouldn't have really been able to do had I still been managers. And obviously Kieran's now chairman at Maltby Main. He's got the chance to progress up the footballing pyramid, which I know is what he wants to do. He wanted to do it with Kiverton, and I know he want to do it with Maltby. So like I say, all's well that ends well, mate.
And you got to commentate on the Senior Cup final as well.
Of course. Hopefully it'll be even more entertaining in the second half. Obviously, it's his first game as chairman for Kieran, and well, I mean, it'd be some way to come into a cup final and win it as your first game, pretty much in charge of a new club. And yeah, I'm sure he'll be hoping for a turnaround in the second half, as will the people who travelled from Maltby, and it's them who are making their way back out onto the pitch. And it looks like they might have made a change as well.
We shall see as the stadium lights come back on. It is Football Forum Live here from the Eco Power Stadium, Doncaster. Maltby Main 0, Emley 2 at half-time. Second half commentary to come very shortly, live here on Twitter. If you are joining us live, thank you very much indeed for your company. If not, if you're listening to us back on Spotify, welcome back to... I was going to say welcome back to listeners on Spotify, but they've just fired up a bit of Gala, so we might have to wait a few minutes, and you might only hear this if you are listening live. And I suppose, Ben, because we're live and this is not going on Spotify, we could potentially say anything we want. We're not going to, of course.
Yes,
but
I'm not allowed to.
You are not allowed.
I've been told.
You have been told, indeed. I will get the thoughts of Callum, Cheswick and Ben Collins on looking ahead to the second half of this very shortly. We will bring you full post-match reaction of this game as much as we can in whatever form it may be. We can't guarantee you it will be live, given the fact that we are in the press box and we don't know if the managers will come up. We might get them in the press box, we shall see, but we will do our utmost to bring you live reaction. If not, it will be post-match reaction via our social media and your preferred podcast provider. Emley make their return to the field of play. So it's Football Forum live here on Twitter and your preferred podcast provider. And Ches, we're going to come back to you very shortly. Callum Cheswick will provide will kick us off for the second half commentary. And there is going to be a substitution. We are now just waiting until the music dies down. We are just waiting until the music dies down so we can resume the second half, because unfortunately we can't get this on Spotify.
We'll wait a few more seconds.
We shall wait. Yeah, here we go. Right. You're with Football Forum Live. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Substitution at half-time for Maltby Main. To give you details of that substitution, we'll hear throughout the half from our expert summariser, Ben Collins. I will be back very shortly, but to take you through the kickers off for the second half here at the Eco Power Stadium, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, thanks, Adders. It was one change. It was for Maltby. It's their captain, Elliot Simpson, going off to be replaced by Callum Walton. So like for like in there, and it's Portman, the right back from Maltby, who takes over skipper duties as and ball over the top looking for Hallamshire is cleared away. And as we spoke about in that first half, how Maltby's best attacks come through that right hand side. It's Portman who's probably been the shining light for Maltby so far, and he ended the season rather well. He won Player of the Month in February and March to end the season. As Maltby have the ball there, it's Walton who tries to win the flick on. Smith looking down the line, he's looking for the 11 Lawrence, who can't keep it in play. He's going to be going out for a goal kick for Maltby. So speak about how both sides got here. Maltby first round a 4-2 win away at Frickley Athletic, a second round 3-0 win at home against Rossington Main. In the quarter-finals, a 1-1 draw, which ended up winning 6-5 on penalties against Stocksbridge Park Steels. As the ball goes over the top, we'll carry it on in a moment as Maltby try and flick one over the top, but it's been cleared away there by Knowles for Emley. Hardacre keeps it in. It's with Portman now out onto this left-hand side for the number 3 Salmons. Sennett Nielsen looking to try and twist and turn his way away from his man, looking to send Walton down the left-hand side. Who did it come off last? It's come off of Smith last. It's going to be the first Maltby corner of this second half. And a big chance for Maltby to get bodies into the box as it's Sennett Nielsen over this one. Maltby happy to just leave 2 back. And Emley happy to just leave 1 forward. 1 arm in the air. Sennett Nielsen to take. In swinger from the left. And it's over the keeper. Who's it fallen for? 6 yards out. Shot blocked. It's Lonshaw on the overhead kick. Cleared away by the Emley centre half. Couldn't see initially who it was. And that's a late challenge there by Portman. No intent to win the ball. But he's managed to stop Joe Kenny in his tracks. And think that might be a yellow card for the Maltby ride back.
Yeah, he made no attempt to play the ball there. It was a rash challenge, and Portman's gone in the book.
So, first card of this cup final. So yeah, carry on with Maltby's route. Obviously that 1-1 draw, and then winning 6-5 on penalties at home against Stocksbridge Park Steels. And then in the semi-final at home against Sheffield FC, again 1-1 after full time, after extra time. And he won 3-2 with their goalkeeper taking the decisive penalty. Smith with the ball in, hanging, it's looping in the air. And the header by the captain, Knowles, goes high and wide of Dylan Parkin's crossbar. And out for a goal kick for the Miners. So Maltby in their red and black striped shirt, black shorts and black socks. Emley in their yellow shirts, maroon shorts and yellow socks as Lonshaw wins a flick on. It's being cleared away by Hardacre, picked up in the middle of the park, flicked on by Walton, cut out by Knowles for Emley. And now Salmons picks it up, but he loses possession, gives it to the Emley left back. Now Portman gets on the end of that, and in the end it goes all the way through to Lampton in goal for Emley.
I must say it is a lovely evening here in Doncaster. Bit chilly.
Yeah, it's now the sun's gone down and we're under the shadow. Has turned a bit nippy, but still a lovely evening for it. As Knowles, he loses possession, and now in comes, it's Brandon Bagley. Can he pull the trigger? Yes, he can, and he can meet the feet of Lampton. Still chance here for Maltby. No, he pulls the trigger. It's just wide again.
So close.
And Brandon Bagley almost cut the deficit in half.
Yeah, brilliant bit of keeping there from Lampton. Good foot to the ball to save it the first time, and just puts it wide afterwards for the second chance. Maltby come out of this half looking like they were still in it.
Yeah, and that was what could be a huge moment in this cup tie. Obviously, Ackroyd missed one in the first half, which was a big opportunity for Maltby Main, and should it end up with a Emley win, I'm sure Brandon Bagley will be ruining that one for the next few weeks and months, especially as he's been in and amongst the goals as well this season, with 6 goals in the league competition. As that throw-in by Smith, it's picked up by Lawrence, and now it's dropped off into the middle of the park for Emley. Now it's Gooden, the goal scorer of the second goal in this game, out to the left hand side. Hardacre, he's onside, and his cross is blocked by Portman. Down the right hand side looking for Lonshaw, and he skips away from the Emley centre half, and now it's Aaron Sennett Nielsen driving down the right hand side. He's got Knowles for company, and he also had Alex Metcalf as well, and he's had a fantastic year for the Pewits. won the manager and players player of the year, did Alex Metcalf, and putting in the hard yards to stop Sennett Nielsen there. It's out on that right hand side. It's been thrown back to Haydock, formerly of Worksop Town and Parkgate. Loses out there to Morris in the middle of the park, out for a throw on that far side.
You must wonder what Andy Dawson said to his players at half-time, because they've started out absolutely phenomenally.
Yeah, well, they got nothing to lose at 2-0 down, and it's Haydock again managing to pinch possession back for Maltby. Out onto this left-hand side, he's looking to try and pick out substitute Walton. On the overlap is Salmons. Walker, the goal scorer of the first, manages to twist and turn himself away from pressure, and it's now up with Lawrence, and stumbles away, loses possession. Now here's Sennett Nielsen again. He started superbly in the second half. Great quick feet to get out of a tight situation. Now out of this left hand side is Walton, puts the ball in. There's Portman at the back post, it's over the head of him. And now Bagley will try and win possession back. It's Gooden, and again Maltby looking to build play and make headway as they try and cut back and get this deficit back. Hugh in with Haydock. He's lost possession in a dangerous area for Emley as they're going to look to try and break quickly. It's out now with Kenny. Lawrence, Emley just happy to try and slow this game down a little bit, and that's exactly what they'll do. It's with Metcalf again. Walker coming in from the right hand side, infield, looking for Clegg. Finds him as well. Here's Metcalf, comes infield onto his left foot, feigns to go back on the outside, drops it off to Kenny, and once again Emley moving the ball about really well, and in the end it's with Smith, who just can't keep it in play. It's going to be a Maltby Main throw-in pretty much midway inside their own half. So this throw-in's taken by Salmons. Smith down the right-hand side, looking for Gooden. It's been run back in the air, and again it's a loose touch by Haydock. Now down on the right-hand side is Gooden. Feigns to go on the inside, goes on the outside, heading for the byline. It's Metcalf who tries to feed it back to Gooden. Out of play, goal kick for Maltby. And they're starting to edge their way back into this second half now, are Emley.
You have to say, though, that Maltby's issue throughout the first half has reared its head again in the second half. Their defence has just made critical errors at the wrong time, losing possession, and thankfully they've not been hit for more than two.
Yeah, and that was a loose ball there from Ali Haydock. He'll be disappointed with that, and he just ended up with his side being put under pressure in a dangerous area, but he'll be wanting more of the ball in the final third, not in his own. As the goal kick's taken, it's over the head of Brandon Bagley, and it's now been picked up by Walker. Down the left hand side, here's Lawrence, tries to face up with White, and White does well there to win the ball back for the Miners. It's up towards Lonshaw, looks to try and drop it in towards Sennett Nielsen, but it's still with the feet of Lonshaw. Now it's with the number 4 for Maltby, with Morris out on his left hand side. Now Salmons. Down the left hand side is the substitute Walton. Looks to fling it in. It's nearly picked out Lonshaw. Hardacre wins the ball in the air. Who's going to pinch the second ball? It's going to be Emley. It's good work there by Clegg. Walker passes halfway. He's got Clegg to his left, but he's also got Kenny to his right, and he'll use him as well. Back onto the left hand side now with Walker. And once again Emley taking the sting out of this one, just trying to keep control of the ball, exactly how Maltby were trying to do in the first half, but I think there's more of an emphasis on back to front as quick as possible for Alex Dawson's side. Out for a throw, pretty much bang on halfway as well. for Emley. So again, they won't be rushing to take this one. They'll be taking the time over it.
And we look once again how high Emley have got their whole side. There's only 2 of their entire outfield 10 within their own half. In fact, make that 1.
Metcalf. Gooden, who's out on this right hand side. And he looks to try and reverse it into the direction of Smith, but it's been well defended there by Salmons. So once again the atmosphere picks up inside the Eco Power. Maltby have won this competition once against Mexborough Town Athletic at Doncaster Rovers' old stadium, the View Bell. No, it doesn't look like a happy return again for a second year running. So far anyway.
And that was long before our time.
Just a bit. Yeah. 45 years ago, if you would like to know exactly. As the kick by Parkin was up towards Sennett Nielsen, but he was headed down and it's been cleared up towards Gooden. Now he's going to drive in from right to left. He's got the number 5 Hugh for company, who wins it back well, and it's with Portman again. He's looking to switch it out to the left hand side for Walton. Looks like Sennett Nielsen's now occupying the midfield role, and he just takes it out of play. Just couldn't keep better control of that one, could Sennett Nielsen.
I mean, Emley really don't need to do much more now for the remainder of the half. They just need to. They've got that 2-goal advantage. Just sit back. Okay, go for the third. Go for the jugular. But really, as long as they're limiting Maltby, that's all they need to do.
Certainly so. It's theirs to lose at the moment, and it's good work in the middle of the park by Clegg again, but it's a strong but good challenge by Salmons, and his ball in towards Sennett Nielsen, just cut out. Haydock out to the right back Portman. He skips away from Walker, and again a switch ball out to his left hand side looking for Walton, just can't keep it in. But again, more endeavour to get the ball forward quickly there by Maltby Main. And their previous trophy come 17 years ago in the Rotherham Charity Cup. As the throw-in's taken by Smith up towards Lawrence. Haydock with a flick. It's been won in the air by Clegg, and it's Haydock who wins the second ball. It's played down the right-hand side by Clayton, and it's out for a Maltby Main throw pretty much midway inside their own half on this left hand side. Salmons again will be the man to take. I think Hadders has just made a friend as well.
Unintentional, shall we say that? Apparently the reserve team manager, which is interesting.
For which side?
I haven't the foggiest. Who do you work for?
There's Portman's flick over the top, just can't find a run of Lonshaw, and it's Lampton in the Emley goal, who is again just waiting for the pressure of one of the Maltby players to come and close him down. And exactly what I meant before, it's Emley's to lose, and they'll be taking as much time as they can and take. There's that big launch is up towards Lawrence. Portman is trying to head it back home to Dylan Parkin, but no direction on it whatsoever. It's Emley's first corner of this second half.
We've got a corner. First of the game, if I'm right in saying. Oh, we've had one.
For Emley. As Sennett Nielsen is stretching himself off once again. Emley don't go and collect the ball. So it's Callum Walton's job to act as ball boy to go and give the ball out onto that left-hand side. So it's going to be an outswinger. 5 in Emley colours to aim for. Hardacre, one arm in the air, outswinger to take. Edge of the 6-yard area, it's headed away by Morris. It's headed back into the 18-yard box by Walker. It's cleared finally now by White. It's Clayton. Drops it off to Sam Smith. And he goes all the way back home to his goalkeeper as the Maltby management staff urge their players out. And again, it's a long ball forward. It's been won in the air by White. Salmons is being put under pressure well there by Gooden, and it's been won back now. It's with Clegg on his right hand side. Looking to head to the byline, cuts it back. Gooden pulls the trigger. Oh, it's off the crossbar. So close for Emley to add a third. And they're still on the attack down on that right hand side. It's a strong challenge by Haydock, and it comes off of Gooden last. So it's going to be a Maltby goal kick, but how close was that one to going in, gents?
Just ricocheted off the crossbar. I mean, brilliant bit of work on this right hand side yet again from Gooden, and yeah, just first time hit it, and yeah, obviously they went in.
Well, Emley have superb heritage in this competition. They've won the Sheffield Hallamshire Senior Cup 8 times in their history. And that's a brilliant take there by Lawrence as well. Gooden motoring down the right hand side, confidence flowing through his veins again after that previous strike. Looks to dink it in, he's looking for the high direction. It's fallen to Walker inside the 18-yard box. Infield he goes, drops it back off. There's Walker again, now looking to face his man up, looks to get to the byline, looks to pull it back, and it's been blocked by Portman. And chance goes begging again for Emley, but they're starting to get more of a grip hold on this second half.
Could he have done with being a bit more selfish there?
Potentially. As Emley again have possession. No mental press yet by Maltby, but I'm sure as time ticks away for them to get back into this game, they'll start to be a bit more rash on and off the ball. It's been cleared there by Knowles out for a throw on that far side. As we're mentioning, Emley have won this competition 8 times. Only Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Worksop Town and Frickley Athletic have won it more times than them. And their last win came 25 years ago. The last trophy as well, this competition. Looks like it might be heading back up towards West Yorkshire. As Lawrence looks to direct it out to the left hand side, but it's been cut out there by Sennett Nilsson. Longshore now looks to find a reverse. It's out to Bagley on the right side, cut back. It's been knocked into touch well there by the goalkeeper. A second Maltby Main corner of this second half, but a decent passage of play there by the Miners.
The noise in this place once that went for a corner was unbelievable.
Taken quickly.
It's been headed down, and it's a poor set there by Morris, and Emley can clear well. It's up towards Haydock though with the recycled second ball. It's been kept there by Gooden, back doing his defensive duties after his 26th minute goal. It's
Apologies,
separated these sides by 2 as Portman picks up the loose ball.
We're relying on you here, Ches.
Yeah, that's all right by me. It's with Hugh. Infield towards Haydock, flick round the corner, does well. Here's Walton, the substitute. He's got Salmons on his left. He's coming back infield onto his right, and that's an awful ball. And it's greeted by groans, and who can blame the Maltby faithful, because that was a decent looking moment there for Maltby, but in the end a wasted opportunity there by Walton. Hugh again with White, the man who made the mistake that allowed Gooden to score. Now with Portman on the right of that back 4 for Maltby, back with White again. Got a few options in front of him, so he's forced back to his goalkeeper parking. Hugh again. Bounces left hand side now. Salmons has got room to work. He goes infield towards Longshore, who has possession pinched away from him by Kenny. And Salmons nearly won the ball back off of Gooden, but it's back with Gooden now. Kenny. Infield he goes to Clegg. It's back all the way home with the Emley keeper, and it's keeper to keeper. Back all the way through now with Dylan Parkin. And once again, Emley just happy to let Maltby come on to them. And Sennett Nielsen out onto the right hand side now with Brandon Bagley. Infield he goes to Longshore. Not really anyone occupying that striker zone for Maltby, but infield onto his right foot by Walton. Can he look to try and create something for Maltby? It's with Bagley. Morris steps in as Sennett Nielsen looks to try and move it onto his right foot. He loses possession there against Kenny. And just didn't really move the ball quick enough there, did Maltby Main. That's the other Maltby side I was on about earlier, by the way. So it's with Sennett Nielsen again. Infield, it's another loose ball there. And once again, it's just the ball in and around the final third really letting down Maltby Main right now. Hugh with his centre half partner White looks to play it in from deep. There's Walton coming round the back but not really sprinting for it. It's been a volley clearance by Smith, picked up by Nielsen 25 yards out in that left half space. He goes down and he looks quite lethargic at the moment, does Seno, as Lawrence is being harassed and harried, and he loses a ball as well. Bagley gets brought down there by Kenny. Referee says let's play continue. It's dinked in towards Clayton, looks to head it back towards Longshore. Bagley still down. Gooden up the park, up towards Lawrence, but yeah, he's never going to get on the end of that. As Emley are preparing a change, it looks like Sam Pashley, the man who's going to be coming on, as Walton's pushed to the ground there by Sam Smith, and that will allow Maltby to throw men forward in a decent area as well if you can get this execution right. So we are going to see that change now. It's Lawrence who's going to be the man to make way. And, as I mentioned before, it's Sam Pashley, the number 12, to come on and replace. He might not have a goal to his name, Donnie Lawrence, but he's certainly provided an outlet for Emley in the second half, and gets applause and acclaim for his good evening's work. And Sam Pashley, he's going to be asked to make up the hard yards to try and see this one out for the Pewits, as Sennett Nielsen's the man over it. Pretty much about 10 yards away from the left-hand corner flag, so it's going to be an in-swinger. Only one man in the Emley wall, and that's Sam Smith. 6 in Maltby, red and black to aim for. It's waiting for the referee's whistle. Sennett Nielsen doesn't beat the first man after Smith, and it's been headed away, picked up there by Salmons. Sennett Nielsen's push play is going to continue though to Longshore. Up with Bagley, the 3 forward men linking up well. It's forced back there though with Walton. Sennett Nielsen looking to dink it in from deep. It's been brought down well in the area, but just went away from White. Walker. Here's Clegg back with Walker now, as his goal started off proceedings this evening. And that's a poor challenge by Ali Haydock, and it's going to be a free kick for Emley.
So just under 20 minutes to go here on Football Forum Live. Thank you very much to Callum Cheswick. He'll be providing his thoughts for the remainder of this game. Ben Collins alongside me, Joseph Hadfield, here at the Eco Power Stadium. So 2-0 Emley. They've done all they really needed to do in the first half. Their work is done, really. But they'll have this free kick. They'll look to put the nail in the coffin, really, as 2 more Emley players head towards the box. The arm goes up, the ball goes in. Emley with the chance. And Maltby can clear as far as the Maltby number 11. This is onto the near hand side here. That is a good ball for Portman. It is cleared.
Gone for a corner.
But it is a corner. And Maltby with a good chance here. Some throw from that Maltby substitute.
The fourth official's not happy either.
Did the fourth official want to do it maybe?
I think he'd have been happy to just recycle the ball that's over there. I don't think that's really allowed.
Anyway, Maltby corner on this near hand side. Ball goes in and it's cleared. But Portman once again, and Portman has been absolutely everywhere for Maltby. He's put in the hard yards, but sadly it's not come to fruition. Sennett Nielsen.
Lucky there.
Emley win the ball back and play it long. Emley we've heard of part of the bus. It really is part of the bus. And speaking of Will Portman, he's gone down. Looks to be cramped. The referee has seen it and will pause play. He looks to be in some agony.
Must admit though, Emley looked like they could have been on a break there with a fantastic ball by Lampton nearly picking out Gooden, but the referee had already stopped it, so unfortunately for Emley, can't go and get a third.
So 2-0 to Emley, and we were mentioning this at half time, not that our Spotify listeners will have heard it, but what really will Andy Dawson have said to his Maltby side, Callum Cheswick, because he's got 20 minutes left in charge of the club. They're 2-0 down. At what point do they start throwing the kitchen sink at it?
I think it's got to come soon, obviously. I think what he said at half-time was just make sure and just give me everything. This will be your last game for a month or two. And it's your last game of the season. It's a cup final. Go out. Don't go out on a whimper. Go out with everything you've got. Go and ask some questions of Emley. Go and make them earn and work for their win. And so far they've not asked enough questions in this second half, and I think that's going to have to come soon.
So Portman okay, he's back up on his feet and running at electric pace as per. Ball played long and Emley with a real chance here. Good and lucky to win the ball back. He has won possession back, and Emley, can they keep it in? They can. Steve Smith. Ben Collins, foul.
Nah, not enough in it. Just ran into each other. No attempt on the ball.
Emley with the ball here on this far side, Sennett Nielsen. But no return in play, and it's back to the keeper, Declan Lampton, for Emley.
I do have to say, Maltby have definitely looked better when they've been passing it about instead of playing the long ball. I'm hoping for the last 20 minutes of the game, Maltby do keep the ball on the ground and keep it moving quickly, because that seems to be Emley's weak point in this game so far.
Free kick Emley. If the previous one wasn't much of a foul, Callum Cheswick, was that?
Yeah, I think that one's probably more because it's in his back more than anything. I think the previous one was he was looking for it, whereas the second one he did actually have the ball, did Clayton. So yeah, I think that one is a foul. Looks like Maltby are going to look to try and make another change as well.
Emley with this free kick first of all, played down this near hand side. Number 2, Steve Smith, he's been looking to try and win this back. Number 4, and Maltby overturned play. It's Daniel White playing it long for Maltby. Looking up towards Brandon Bagley on the far hand side. Maltby throw. Substitution will be made now. Will they let this free kick, this throw be taken first? They will. Sennett Nielsen. 35 yards out from goal. He's made a blistering run towards the 18-yard box. It's not come to fruition, and Emley win the ball back and they'll play it downfield. Looks to be the number 12 for Maltby. That will be Emley of overturned play here. Metcalf. Kenny. Back to Kenny. And over on this far hand side, Hardacre. played long, but it comes to nothing, and Maltby will keep this ball in play. They could have let it go, but the pace of the Emley attack tonight, there really was a chance that they might have kept it in play, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, and obviously Maltby don't want the ball to go out of play. They just need to keep the ball in play, keep trying to build play, trying to keep building attacks, and whenever that's not on the pitch, that can't be possible. So we'll see why they try to rush to keep that one in.
Now we have got a substitution to come for Maltby very shortly. I see a shirt number 12, and that worries me because I have no shirt number 12 on my team sheet, Callum Cheswick. So it's a bit of your guess is as good as mine. The ball will go out on the far side. It will be an Emley throw, and let's have a listen.
So it's Ali Haydock coming off.
Haydock off, the number 6. The question is, who is this mysterious number 12?
My only concern is the people who are announcing will have the same team sheet as us and also won't know who the number 12 is.
Well, let's find out. Number 12 for Maltby is on. Might be best to check Maltby's Twitter and we might get an answer. There is a number 12 that has come on. We can assume it might be Aaron Statham. He is in number 14. We don't really know. We really don't know is the honest answer.
Statham
is the substitute that has come on. So Aaron Statham has come on for Maltby Main. Usually to wear has down as shirt number 14. He's been given the number 12 and will play that instead of Ali Haydock. Emley on this far hand side here. He's looking to line up a shot from the edge of 18 yards. Thinks against it, and here is Pashley. Pashley on this near hand side looking to get a cross in. It'll go over the bow line. It will be a corner to Emley. We can tell we've got a lot of Emley supporters in here tonight, Ben Collins.
Yeah, I mean, we've been making a lot of rookies, especially from our right hand side. Been totally a lot louder than Maltby has been this game so far.
In all fairness, so what have Maltby really had to shout about at 2-0 down? They didn't really look like scoring at 0-0, and they only had they had a couple of good chances, but that's while they were 2-0 down. So you can kind of expect that Emley are out singing them, but fair play to those who've travelled.
Corner played short in the chance. Emley keep it in. This is number 4. This is Metcalf, sent it in. And Parkin can clear Longfield, and he's got to go. But that is keeper to keeper. And you can think of the idea. It was a clever play. Catch the Emley defence off guard while they were all up for the corner. Didn't come to fruition, and Declan Lambton has the ball in his hands. Taunting the number 10 for Maltby, Aaron Sennett-Nielsen. Can't be more than 10 minutes left here of normal time here at the Eco Power Stadium. It's Football Forum Live. Joseph Hadfield, Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins with you. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Sheffield and Hallamshire FA Senior Cup Final. Plenty more to come on Football Forum. Hopefully, we have not signed on the dotted line yet. We're looking in the means of a 6th series, gentlemen. As yet to be confirmed, but plenty more to come from Maltby Main next season, as indeed Hallam and Handsworth and Penistone Church. Maltby with a throw then on this near hand side. Aidan Salmons. He's not been up like a salmon tonight, but he's had some decent passages of play.
You called my Goodham pun out, by the way. And you've used that yourself as well.
Come one, come all. It's the end of the season. I think we're allowed a few.
Go on then.
Hoff. Maltby looking to make some play here, but seemed to me, Ben Collins, that was a case of, well, that's coming nowhere near me, I can't really be bothered to make the run for it.
Yeah, it's just Maltby is starting to look more and more desperate as time goes on, especially with 10 minutes left of the game. Like I said plenty of times before, Maltby really need to keep the ball on the ground and just keep playing simple football. And to be honest, Emley has been doing that perfectly throughout most of the game, and Maltby really needs to pick up on that fact.
And really, Callum, Cheswick, we have to say that Maltby's real best chance was early on in that first half. Sam Aykroyd just couldn't convert, beat the offside trap and just couldn't convert.
Yeah, but could get even worse from here.
Emley looked to build the play. Oh! And there is an open net. Can he get it across? It goes corner to corner. Oh! Great effort there from the number 10 over, the Emley number 10 over on the far side, Paul Walker. He's already got one to his name tonight.
Yeah, I think he's been outstanding this evening. But yeah, just going back to your previous point, Adders, that chance for Aykroyd at 2-0 could have made it 2-1, and you just never know if that goes in. The momentum's back with Maltby, but yeah, it was such a big one to miss from the main man in terms of scoring goals for the Miners. But obviously they missed that one in the beginning of the second half with Brandon Bagley as well. Again, if that one goes in, you just don't know how the momentum or how the game will swing. And if either of those go in, it just gives you obviously more of a chance than you do right now.
Emley retain ball possession here. Surely not more than 10 minutes to go in this Senior Cup final. Maltby 0, Emley 2. Well, Maltby Main 0, Emley 2, as I should rightfully say. Emley with the ball on this far hand side. Hardacre, there's a chance. Oh, clever little bit of play there with a little back heel. Unfortunately goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, you can somewhat tell it was the right back, Sam Smith. Who knows if it would have fallen on Leewar Gooden's foot or Paul Walker, we might have been talking about 3-0. But and that is his last action of this evening as well. Junaid Cassius-Galil, the man to replace him. But, again, Smith, he's had a decent game, especially to consider he's been up against two astute wide players in Brandon Bagley and Sennett Nielsen in particular, who both, when they're on form, are absolute thorns in the side of anyone. But he's dealt with both of them superbly this evening.
So Steve Smith on, replaced by Junaid Cassius-Gill, and a full back off for another striker, Callum Cheswick. They're going for the jugular. Emley 2-0 to the good.
Well, I suppose it's probably because of Pashley coming on. He slotted into right back when he come on before, so that's probably just to kind of even things up instead of having a defensive player in the attacking third, as we just seen.
At what point do Maltby have to start looking for defenders going up front? That will be another corner to Emley over on the far side.
Now, really.
Maltby have to start throwing the kitchen sink.
All spectators are reminded that this is an EFL stadium, and as such, no spectators are allowed.
And as the announcement says, as we probably expected, there are to be no pitch invasions, no fans running on the pitch. Didn't stop Sheffield Wednesday fans and Barnsley fans the other night, but let us see. Corner coming in for Emley on this far hand side. Cleared out, but only as far as the kick taker, Hardacre. Hardacre will swing it in once again. Number 6 with a chance, and it'll fall to the number 12, Pashley. This is back to Walker. Walker to Ricky Paler. Ricky Paler with a chance. Good effort with his left foot. Sadly wide, Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, again, just like the effort from Smith a couple of minutes before, you could tell it was a centre half with the final product. He did well to get there though, and good tricky feet to work himself half a yard. But unfortunately for Emley, just couldn't get it on target. So again, just time ticking away for Maltby. We've got 4 minutes bang on left. of normal time. They need one now.
86 on the clock as Maltby go forward once again. In it goes to the box. Keeper just gets enough to it and clears up front.
Brilliant keeping there from Lampard.
He's got players in support. Gooden is going to go alone. Wide, not particularly brilliant, but a good effort nonetheless.
Well, the
Emley boss making a few gestures towards his players.
I was just about to say with Maltby, it was their skipper Elliot Simpson who's pretty much joined the coaching staff as well to try and give ideas or instructions, looking for any crumb of hope and anything to get back into this game. Really, that's all they need, just half a moment.
I wonder if Jorgi King-Cladze ever used tactics from the sideline. Never mind, because this is Gooden. And Gooden goes down, and a goal kick, Maltby.
Yeah, surprised Lano's not giving that as a foul, if you want to be honest.
Quick mention on the referee tonight, Gareth Thomas. He's been refereeing at National League North level this season. 4 red cards in his last 4 games. We've not seen any tonight. In fact, we've only seen 1 booking, so a pretty clean affair. Otherwise, he's letting a lot go. I mean, there's not really been any red card offences worth mentioning.
No, not really.
But that is a foul, and it goes the way of Emley. As another seat goes bang.
I was going to say, I had to check. I wasn't sure whether it was like a smoke bomb or something. It would have been quite a sight with, I'm going to guess, about 700-800 people in the Eco Power.
A smoke bomb in a Senior Cup final? No.
I've seen it at Sunday League level, ladders, so however I was in Barnsley, so that could provide some context for that one.
The views of Callum Cheswick are that of Callum Cheswick and do not represent that at those of Football Forum. Until we've had a few beers, anyway. So Lambton to send this ball long field. Can Emley get one more to clinch it? Their first piece of silverware in 25 years on the line. Maltby Main looking for only their second victory in this competition. That came in 1978. The ball's given away here, and Emley can break. Emley can break. It's 3 on 3. Here is the chance. Here is the chance. Plays across. Oh! It's kept in play on this near-hand side. Emley can just run the clock down now. Here is Walker. Goes back as far as Pashley. Metcalf over onto the far side, Hardacre. Cassius Gill Walker. And it's just the passing triangles now. Walker once again gives the ball away. Maltby needs to get it forward, and soon. We're approaching 90 minutes now. The board going up 5 minutes to be added on at the end of this second half. Maltby have to go for it now. 5 minutes. They need 2 goals. Yellow card.
Oh no, it's a red card.
He's off.
What's happened? What happened there?
It's Joseph Kenny.
Wow. Not a clue what's happened.
No idea.
My only guess is it has to be
Lamtot's gone down, probably cramp or just to try and waste a bit of time.
Yeah, it surely has to be descent, really. But
He's off.
Yeah.
Joe Kenny has been sent off for Emley.
You jinxed it, Hadders.
Yeah.
I'm saying nothing. Apart from Joe Kenny, the Emley number 8.
Well, that's his only red card of the season as well.
Unbelievable, we cannot believe it, but it has happened. They say it's difficult to defend when you're playing against 11 men. Well, they're playing against 10 men now. Emley lead by 2-0.
Yeah,
despite having a man disadvantage.
Well, it just makes things a bit more interesting now, doesn't it, really? You never know. We've got this set piece to come. If Maltby manage to nick a goal from here, you've still got pretty much 4.5 minutes to go and get something, really. And against 10 men, you never know.
I've just been told in my ear that apparently it's said something to the referee.
So it is dissent. You've got a keen eye, Callum Cheswick. And a parabolic microphone in order to hear that from up here.
I'm just a wizard.
The wizard with the mic alongside me, Joseph Hadfield, Callum Cheswick and Ben Collins here at the Eco Power Stadium. Maltby Main 0, Emley 2 in the final of the Sheffield and Hallamshire County FA Senior Cup. Maltby getting the ball in. It's still not cleared. Emley can clear now, but they only do as far as halfway. Everyone forward for Maltby. Emley,
wasted opportunity.
Throw in for Emley, and surely there can't be more than 3 minutes of additional time left. That red card will probably add on another minute or two. Maltby Main really having to throw everything at it, but it seems like tonight, Callum Cheswick, it just will not be, and Emley look on course for their first piece of silverware in a quarter of a century.
Yeah, and in all fairness, they deserve it. They've not been put under too much pressure for large spells of the game, and I think that'll be the thing that disappoints Andy Dawson the most.
Morris up forward, Emley clear again, and they can get this and they can keep it in, and this is the chance. Gooden once more on this far side. He's got Cassius Gill in the box.
Good interception there
from the Maltby defender, and they can clear now. Salmons. Maltby have to go, muscled off the ball here, and Emley will just run this ball out of play. Paul Walker.
Yeah, again, he's been everywhere as well. I mean, I know we spoke about Portman, but I think Paul Walker's been absolutely exceptional for Emley. He's been everywhere, and in both the attacking and defensive phases of play, he's been outstanding. And well, it was his goal that started proceedings off this evening.
Called expertly by Callum Cheswick earlier on in the first half. It's Football Forum live here from the Eco Power Stadium. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Maltby need to go long. Have they beat the offside trap? Well, it is a throw into Maltby.
And yeah, you said about how long will it take for Maltby to throw a centre half forward. Well, they have done for the past few minutes as White's gone forward.
Walton with the throw, back to Walton. Walton, Tigger, known as. He needs to get a good cross on this. In it goes. Not to be. How long have Maltby got? The referee's had one look at the watch. By my reckoning, we are pretty much there.
Well, we've got 40 seconds of the allocated time, and I'm going to guess we'll have about another minute and 30 after that. So yeah,
I mean, we've seen miracles in South Yorkshire this week alone when it comes to a single game, but Maltby getting 2 goals in the space of what, a minute and a half, if that. I think the name's on the trophy. Maltby will throw everything in it. Salmons throw in to Emley, attacking throwing in their attacking half. That surely must be it. Various whistles from the fans in this stand. They are calling for the whistle. The only one that matters is from the man in the middle. Pashley with this throw. It's going to go longer. They're going for the corner. I think they are. And Maltby go long, they've got to go long, they've got to go for it. They're not going to get it by the reckoning. There's a chance, it's a wasted opportunity. And that surely is that.
And again, that's the centre half White. I think the 3 best chances for either side in the past 20-25 minutes have all come from defenders. Obviously Smith, Knowles and White there, so in terms of attacking play, it's not been There we go.
And there we are. Emley win the Sheffield and Hallamshire FA Senior Cup final by 2-0. It is their first piece of silverware in 25 years. They become a 9-time winner of this competition. And Callum, Cheswick, they did it in some style.
Yeah, we obviously started with Paul Walker. It was, again, I've seen a replay of it. It really wasn't the most splendid of strikes you'll ever seen. It took a couple of nicks on the way through, which just thwarted Dylan Parking's view, and he just couldn't get anything on it as it went underneath him. And then the second goal just come 3 minutes later with Gooden White with a mistake at the back from Maltby, and I'm sure that will live long in his memory as he rues that mistake for weeks and months that are coming soon. And well, Gooden, in all fairness, he still had to finish a chance, and he did it with aplomb, straight past Parkin into his bottom left corner. And in all fairness to Maltby, credit where it's due, they did huff and puff, but they never really opened Emley up for the two big chances that they had through Ackroyd, who had to go off midway through the first half. And he missed a great chance at 2-0, where if that goes in, you just start to worry if you're Emley. Doubts can potentially creep in, and if that goes in, you never know. But and again, the second half, they had a chance with Bagley. Again, that could have made it 2-1. Again, it makes things interesting for the remainder of the second half. But Emley are making their way to their side of the support. There'll be a fair few hundred who travel from West Yorkshire, and they're going to celebrate this moment with them.
So the cup heading to West Yorkshire, a fantastic victory for Emley, 2-0. Paul Walker with the first goal of the game. Lerwar Gooden a couple of minutes later on after a defensive error from Daniel White, the Maltby Main central defender. And Ben Collins, for all the good attacking play that Emley have shown this evening, really it was a couple of defensive errors that have cost Maltby Main this evening.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Emley have been able to stretch Maltby's defence very, very thin this evening, and we've got one goal for a scramble and a second one for a defensive mishap. I do have to say, Emley, rightful winners from tonight. They were all over the game, better in every category, possession to shots to everything really. Can't fault Emley one bit. Maltby, unlucky for them, they got a long way to come for next season, but hopefully with this defeat maybe it will spur them on to next season.
Well, you've got to say with Emley finishing so close to getting into the Interstep playoffs, Callum. A couple of points away from Winterton Rangers, lost in the semi-finals of the League Cup to Golcar United. Ultimately that competition being won by Winterton Rangers. They've been on 3 fronts. They've come agonisingly close on 2, but it's a big one, and they have won, and they've won the cup.
Yeah, and they obviously won't have wanted to come away from this season without anything, of course, and I think that they're obviously going to be thankful that they've come away from the Eco Power Stadium as Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior Cup champions for the first time in 25 years. So they go down in the history books of the Pewits. And yeah, in all fairness to them, they've thoroughly deserved this win. They didn't look pressured for the large part in the second half. Okay, Maltby probably had more of the ball, but again, they never really looked in too much discomfort on and off the ball. So yeah, full credit to them, and they get some silverware which they do thoroughly deserve, you'd have to say.
So add the cup winners of 76, 80, 81, 84, 89, 91, 92 and 98. 2023, as Callum says, their first Senior Cup victory in 25 years, the first of this new millennium, last making it here in 2002. It's taken them 21 years to get to this stage again, but they've come out on top. Maltby agonising, a second consecutive season being defeated in the final of this competition. Still their only win in this competition, coming back in 1978. And Callum, Cheswick, we have to wonder now. It wasn't as bad as a 3-0 defeat to Worksop last season. Andy Dawson is leaving the club now. Completely new management, and we spoke about this at half-time. Where they've got a new chairman, as you know rightly. Where do Maltby Main go now?
Well, it's one of those. I think last year they definitely weren't expected to win the county cup, especially with their opponents. Worksop were in the league above and at the top of the league above as well. So they were always expected to probably not win that one. But this year, I think this one will hurt a little bit more, especially in the way that it's come about. A couple of errors has cost them today. Without those, it stays at 0-0, and we could be commentating for another half an hour and even longer with penalties potentially. But in a game where oh, there we go.
Apologies about that.
It's all right. In a game where they're in the same league as the opponents in the final, where they have had a couple of opportunities, I'm sure they'll be disappointed as for where they go next season. As you mentioned, Andy Dawson is leaving. Wouldn't be too shocked to see the former Kibberton manager Lee Thompson take over at Maltby. We'll have to wait and see how that one pans out. But I think to reach 2 finals in a season in 2 years is no mean feat at all, and it's one that the players and the club can be proud of for 2 consecutive finals in 2 consecutive years. So it's just building onto that next stage of winning the next one when they get there, and they'll hope that it's next season. As the referees come up and take the acclaim of the supporters. They asked us to give them a nice review, and in all fairness, I thought it was refereed well. Obviously, we don't know what. I think it was Kelly, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very quickly, just before Callum, let's just quickly get a thought from Ben Collins, your player of the match.
We'll definitely have to go to Gordon. He's been all over the place on both sides of the game. I can't fault him for his performance. It's gone for me, but a special credit to Lambton. He's been outstanding. Good, nice clean sheet for his record as well, especially in a final like this. Can't fault him for today's performance. He's been outstanding in the nets for Emley, and yeah, brilliant.
Thank you to Ben Collins. He'll be off to get us some photography. Myself and Callum Cheswick will talk you through the trophy presentation. And actually, Callum, we've got a pretty good vantage point from where we are. Yeah,
and it's Craig Pawson, the man who's handing out the medals.
Craig Pawson, now there's a name that rings a bell.
Yeah. I mean, I bet some of the players quite pleased that he wasn't the one reffing it. I reckon there might have been a few more cards. Keegan gets a final medal. He's formerly of Sheffield United, spent some time in America. It's a final medal for Maltby as they make their way back down, and they're going to be the side who have to watch Emley come and collect their medals.
Player of the match for you, Callum Cheswick?
I think it has to go to Paul Walker. I think there are some notable mentions in there. I thought Maltby, I thought Lambert was incredible. I think Paul Walker is outstanding. Every blade of grass he's covered on there, and in all phases of the game, attacking and defensively, he's made every right decision this evening, and obviously he got the game started with the first goal. I think even if he hadn't scored that, though, I think I'd have still been giving it him. I think he's just been fantastic tonight, and he fully deserves, and so does this Emley side, to come away as the champions of this competition.
Hi-ho silver lining rings around the Eco Power Stadium. It's not one I'm sure Callum Cheswick will want to to leave in his mind for a long time as the Emley players get their medals. And I do apologise, we've had to mute the microphone of Callum Cheswick for just a moment while this music is being played. But yes, the Emley medal, Emley players receiving their medals, led by goalkeeper Declan Lampton, and all smiles from the team from West Yorkshire here. Management going up as well. This is Emley's 9th victory in this competition. As we say, a 2-0 victory on the night. There is the goal scorer receiving his medal now, number 10, Paul Walker, Callum Cheswick's man of the match. And somewhere in those players as well is the other goal scorer, Lewar Gooden. He had a good one and he took it well. Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, he finished it superbly. Like I say, it was a mistake from White for Maltby that obviously let him in, but he had to show the composure, show the confidence to go and take the chance, and he did just that. And they were about to hand the trophy to
James Knowles.
What a birthday present for him.
The winners of the Cup are Emley. A 9th victory in this competition. Their first piece of silverware for 25 years. Wasn't to be in the Northern Counties Eastern League Premier Division for the playoffs. It wasn't to be in the League Cup, no matter. As Queen plays out, they are the champions. Callum Cheswick.
Yeah, and obviously the trophy is going round them all, and well, they're all taking the acclaim and the celebrations, and why shouldn't they? They deserve this, and as you mentioned, they've come up short on a couple of other fronts this season, but they thoroughly deserve this tonight. They've managed the game so well, took the chances as and when they've come. And as we mentioned with James Knowles, he's 40 tomorrow. He cancelled his birthday bash last week for this one, as he didn't want to obviously ruin his performance, but I'm sure he'll be celebrating long into the night and tomorrow, and probably for the next few weeks and months up until next season, because I'm sure they'll be going for it again next year.
Absolutely. Where's the lid gone? That's the first question. Ben Collins has rejoined us.
I'm back after taking some photos from the team. Oh yeah. Can't really follow Emley tonight, can you, folks?
Absolutely not. And I can't even hear myself over the noise as the floodlights beam down onto the Eco Power Stadium pitch. Darkness has descended over Doncaster. And once more it is hello darkness, my old friend, for Maltby Main. A gallant runner-up in this season's Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior Cup final. But for Emley, in the yellow and claret, their away colours, they hop over the boards, and they are the County Cup winners. Yes. Callum Cheswick.
I thought someone was shouting my name then, but yeah, they're going back down in front of the winners' sign now on the pitch, and coaching staff, players, everyone getting involved on this. They managed to find an Emley flag in the crowd as well, so they'll make good use of that. And I'm sure they probably got a coach here for everyone to make their way down together. I'm sure there will have been some beers pre-stocked just in case this was to happen. And there they go, celebrating once again as they are the Senior County Cup winners. And once again, you do have to just mention how good their season's been. All right, they didn't have anything really, obviously, to kind of brag about. They've fallen short just on a couple of points, but tonight they get their hard work and everything they put into the season, everything they put into the year has come up trumps, and they get their rewards for what's been a great season. And there's still quite a few Emley supporters in here, and I think these celebrations will continue for quite some time.
So it is Football Forum Live here on Twitter and your preferred podcast provider if you are listening back. Thank you very much indeed for your company. As we get overtaken by the public address system once again. Emley are the champions. They will party long into the night. And we have a decision to make now, gentlemen. We have to decide whether we want to try and get live reaction here on the broadcast, or we'll go down pitch side and get it afterwards. What are we thinking?
You're the boss.
If we can get live coverage, that'd be great, but if not, we'll have to try and make our way down to the pitch side and try and get some post-match reaction. Apologies, Callum Cheswick, please continue. Provide us some colour.
Provide you some colour. Well, it's currently with the management staff of Emley now, the trophy, but they've given it back to the players, so they're just going to celebrate their moment, taking photos and celebrating in front of this Emley faithful. The left-hand side of us, which was mainly filled with Maltby Main supporters, is emptied rather quickly. But the right-hand side of us, which is full of those who travel to support this Emley side, is still packed in here in this the west stand of the Eco Power. And not sure how long the trip is back to Huddersfield, pretty much from here, but I'm sure it'll go rather quickly on the way back, as I'm sure, again, as I mentioned before, the celebrations will last long into the night. And again, it just gives you something to build off for next season as well. Obviously coming third in the league, with a decent record in the league as well, just falling short of reaching the national playoffs, falling short in the semi-finals of the League Cup, where it easily could have gone their way by the sounds of things, but then finally coming up trumps for the big one in terms of this region, with the Sheffield and Hallamshire Senior County Cup final. And looks like the captain is having a photo with his family now, and a few of the players have made their way to go and spend a bit of time with friends and family.
Can you blame them?
No, certainly not.
They thoroughly deserve this.
And, they certainly do, Alice, and I'm sure they'll cherish this moment, because in football you don't get a lot of these, whether it be as a player or as a fan. In all fairness, you don't get too many moments in cup finals, in promotion seasons, that kind of thing. And well, they've had to wait a quarter of a century for this feeling of a trophy, never mind this competition. And I'm sure they'll be going all guns blazing next year to try and get promotion.
Well, we can tell you that we won't be able to bring you live reaction from the Maltby Main camp here on Football Forum live. We'll do our best to... Callum, if you'd like to just take us through the surroundings once more.
Yeah, they've just again gone in front of the cameramen to get some more photos, some more memories, as it looks like a few of the Emley players are again making their way to the tunnel now to well, probably go and get changed and spend a long night on the beers. But a few of them are still making their way round this west stand to go and speak with friends and family. A few have still gone into the changing room. It's the two lads who start the game up top, along with Paul Walker, who have the trophy right now. It's Lawrence and Goodin, the man who sealed the deal with the trophy in his hands. He has a photo with his teammate. And yeah, you can just see it's a fantastic moment for all these players and all these fans as well. They certainly do get good numbers to Emley. I mean, there was over 1,000 there for their semi-final, and well, I probably wouldn't say that many has come to Doncaster this evening, but there's certainly been a good amount. And they get their just rewards for a decent journey from West Yorkshire.
This is Football Forum Live here on Twitter and listening back on your preferred podcast provider. Much appreciating your company. Gentlemen, it's been an honour. Thank you very much indeed for your company this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll do our very best to get you post-match reaction on our social media channels and on your preferred podcast provider as soon as we possibly can. It won't be live on the programme tonight due to the fact that there's 3 of us in this box and we've got no production team. So never mind. Big thank you to Callum Cheswick, to Ben Collins, and for myself, Joseph Hadfield. That is as far as we go here from the Eco Power Stadium. We will be back very soon to bring you reaction to Sheffield Wednesday and Barnsley in their League One playoff endeavours. That will be on your preferred podcast provider as soon as we can in the next couple of weeks. And we'll also make sure we do some form of season review as well. I think, gentlemen, on the success of this evening, let's do it again some other time.
Oh, indeed, definitely.
Works for me.
From Ben Collins, from Callum Cheswick, and from myself, Joseph Hadfield, thank you very much indeed for joining us live here on Twitter and for listening back on your preferred podcast provider. This has been Football Forum Live here from the Eco Power Stadium in Doncaster. The Sheffield and Hallamshire County FA Senior Cup is settled once more, and for a 9th time in the world's 5th oldest surviving cup competition, it goes to West Yorkshire and to Emley. From all the team here, it's good night.
You're home for United and Wednesday. This is Football Forum.